What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Tony Crypto and Stock News. I'm your host, Tony, and today is Monday, April 27th, 2026. And let me tell you, this is one of the most important weeks in crypto history. The Bitcoin 2026 conference just kicked off in Las Vegas at the Venetian. 40,000 people. The SEC chairman and the CFTC chairman, both on stage at a Bitcoin event for the first time ever. Michael Saylor, Senator Lummis, Jack Mallers, Jack Dorsey. The biggest names in the space are all in one room, and they're about to make announcements that could move markets. Today, we've got the BTC Conference Day 1 breakdown, the weekend market recap, the good, the bad, and the ugly, the hottest trending tokens in the last 24 hours, including one that's up over 264%, 5 stock picks and 5 crypto picks for the week. And we close as always with a word that's bigger than any chart. Disclaimer. This is not financial advice. Always do your own research before making any investment decisions. Never invest more than you can afford to lose. Let's get into it. All right, let's start with the headline story that every channel should be covering, but most won't give you the full picture on. Bitcoin 2026 is live right now in Las Vegas. Over 40,000 people, 6 stages, 4 summits, and the most politically connected Bitcoin event in the conference's entire history. Here's the number one story. SEC Chairman Paul Atkins and CFTC Chairman Mike Saylor are both appearing on stage at a Bitcoin event. For the entire history of this conference, regulators were either absent or outright adversarial. The SEC was suing Ripple. The CFTC was watching from the sidelines. Now both regulatory chiefs are in the room. That is the single biggest signal that the U.S. government has accepted Bitcoin and digital assets as a permanent part of the financial system. Senator Cynthia Lummis is back on stage pushing the Bitcoin Act, the bill that would require the U.S. Treasury to purchase 1 million Bitcoin over 5 years and hold them for at least 20 years. If that bill passes, we're talking about the United States government as the largest sovereign Bitcoin holder on Earth. The entire crypto market reprices overnight if that happens. Today is Pro Day. The Code and Country track has members of Congress and White House officials on stage discussing Bitcoin policy, AI compute, energy, and national security. This is not a crypto nerd convention anymore. This is Washington at a Bitcoin conference. Watch for policy statements that could move markets today. And then there's Michael Saylor. Strategy now holds 815,061 Bitcoin. They just overtook BlackRock's IBIT to become the largest publicly traded Bitcoin holder on the planet. Saylor has been teasing another purchase heading into this conference. If he announces a new buy from the stage today, watch Bitcoin's price move immediately. This conference is a market event as much as it's a community event. Stay locked in. Let's run the weekend scoreboard fast. Bitcoin is back above 79,000. Ethereum up 3%. XRP holding above $1.40. Total crypto market cap at $2.72 trillion. Bitcoin dominance approaching 60%. Green weekend across the board. The good. Strategy overtook BlackRock this weekend as the world's largest publicly traded Bitcoin holder. 815,061 BTC versus BlackRock's 802,824. Think about what that means. A software company turned Bitcoin treasury firm now holds more Bitcoin than the biggest asset manager on Earth. Morgan Stanley also launched its own Bitcoin ETF. Total cumulative BTC ETF inflows are now $56 billion. The institutional adoption wave is not slowing, it's accelerating. The bad? Stock futures dipped Sunday night, Dow down 0.2%, S&P down 0.3%, NASDAQ off 0.3%. Why? Iran peace talks stalled again. Trump scrapped the Pakistan trip, the Strait of Hormuz situation is still not resolved, and oil is creeping back up. This week's Mag 7 earnings and the FOMC decision on Wednesday are the two catalysts that could either rocket us higher or trigger a pullback. Stay alert. The ugly. And this is the story nobody else is connecting. Saturday night at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, a shooter fired multiple shots. Trump and officials were evacuated safely, no injuries. But here's the crypto angle. Bitcoin immediately jumped $1,000, from 77 to 78 to. In real time, as the news broke, Bitcoin's role as a political instability hedge is real, and it proved it live on Saturday night. And, separately, Litecoin suffered a zero-day denial-of-service attack that forced a 13-block rewrite of its blockchain. The vulnerability had been patched weeks earlier, but the attacker still exploited it. This is the kind of network security story that the mainstream crypto media skips. We don't skip it. And the movers, IoTeX up 264% in 24 hours. ApeCoin up 82. Flamingo Finance up 113. Terra Luna Classic still holding from Thursday's 22% pump. XLM and TON both up 5%. We're going to break down what's driving all of this in a minute. That's your weekend. Now let's talk stock picks. 5 stocks with catalysts aligned for this specific week. Let's run them. Number 1, INTC, Intel. Still trading around $28 after Friday's 30% gap up. The semiconductor index is on its 18th straight day of gains. Intel's AI server CPU demand grew 22% year over year. The Q2 guide is well above consensus. Momentum stocks at these early breakout levels often continue higher before they consolidate. The conference week AI narrative is the tailwind. Number 2, AMD. Davidson upgraded it to buy this weekend with a $375 target, up from $220. They called it a structural increase in CPU demand. Intel's massive beat signals AMD will benefit from the same agentic AI server build-out. AMD reports earnings next week, so the setup couldn't be cleaner. Number 3, MSTR, Strategy. The most direct stock play on Bitcoin that exists. They now hold more BTC than BlackRock. Saylor is on stage at Bitcoin 2026 today. Any announcement of another BTC purchase from the Venetian stage? And this stock moves immediately. Conference week historically drives MSTR higher. Number 4, UROY, Uranium Royalty Corp, 320, Raymond James. Outperform. Here's the angle nobody's discussing at Bitcoin 2026. There's an entire AI and energy track today. AI data centers need massive, reliable power. Nuclear is the answer. Any policy discussion from Congress on nuclear-powered data centers this week is a direct catalyst for UROY, under $5 with 95% upside. A sleeper going into a week that has nuclear energy front and center. Number 5, ABUS, Arbutus Biopharma, 340. $950 million Moderna settlement hits July 2026. That's a hard catalyst date you can mark on your calendar. FDA fast track for hepatitis B. Jefferies buy maintained. For under $350 a share with a locked-in billion-dollar catalyst in 3 months? This is the risk sign on reward play of the group. 5 stocks, all with specific conference week or catalyst-driven setups. Let's flip to crypto. 5 crypto picks tied to real narratives happening right now. Let's go. Number 1, and it starts and ends with Bitcoin this week. Conferences historically precede 10 to 20% rallies in the 2 weeks following. SEC and CFTC both on stage. Bitcoin act in play. Strategy adding to holdings. BTC dominance at 60%. This is the cleanest trade of the week. Hold your position and watch the 82,000 resistance. A clean break sets up 85,000. Number 2, XRP. The triangle squeeze is live. This is the exact same technical setup that launched XRP to 365 in previous cycles. The Clarity Act. 120-plus firms signed a joint letter demanding the Senate markup vote. Coinbase TAS futures go live Thursday, May 1st. Ripple published a quantum-proof roadmap through 2028 this week. A massive long-term infrastructure story that almost nobody is covering. April is historically XRP's best month with an average gain of 24.8% since 2014. Number 3, Luna. And I'm going to be straight with you here. This is a speculative play only. Do not put money in here that you can't afford to lose. The pump was real, 22% Thursday. The Market Module 2.0 governance vote is coming Q2. The SEC Fair Fund deadline is August. But the supply is 5.5 trillion tokens. The risk is real. If you touch this, small position, defined stop loss, no chasing. That's the only responsible way to approach Luna. Number 4, XLM. Stellar Lumens, up 5% this weekend on the Protocol 26 launch. This is the cleanest stablecoin infrastructure play in the under 50-cent category. The U.S. Treasury projects the stablecoin market grows 10 times to $3 trillion by 2030. XLM moves the money. Real bank partnerships. $5.6 billion market cap. Not a micro-cap gamble. The conference week stablecoin narrative is a direct tailwind. Number 5. HBAR, Hedera, under 9 cents. Google, IBM, and Boeing on the governing council. Built for AI tools, stablecoin settlement, and enterprise-scale asset tokenization. Bitcoin 2026 has an entire AI and blockchain infrastructure track today. HBAR sits exactly at the intersection of every theme being discussed at this conference. Under 10 cents for a Google-backed enterprise blockchain, still very affordable entry. 5 picks. Let's look at what's pumping in real time. This is the slide other channels won't make. These are the tokens that are moving right now in the last 24 hours. High risk. No fundamentals required, just momentum. Know what you're doing before you touch any of these. IoTeX up 264% in 24 hours. Trading at $1.75. Network upgrade speculation combined with an extremely low float created an explosive move. No confirmed fundamental catalyst. This is a momentum trade. The most aggressive part of the run may already be over. Do not chase without a clear entry and exit plan. ApeCoin up 82%, 31 cents. No confirmed catalyst. Classic short squeeze pattern with volume spiking over 600% above its 3-month average. These moves reverse just as fast as they start. If you're watching this, you're already late to the entry. Watch for confirmation of continuation or a pullback to a better level. Flamingo Finance, up 113%. NEO ecosystem DeFi token riding the broader DeFi resurgence narrative this week. Extremely low price, tiny market cap, meaning the percentage moves look spectacular, but the actual dollar volume is small. Liquidity risk is real on this one. Luna is still holding from Thursday's pump. XLM and TON both up 5%. Meme Core up 36% on the week. EdgeX up 55% on the week. The Polkadot and XRP Ledger ecosystems are the leading sector gainers today. This is where the speculative capital is rotating. Quick reminder, on every single one of these trending tokens carries elevated risk. None of this is financial advice. These are observation and educational discussions. Now, why does this week matter so much overall? 6 converging catalysts. Let me walk you through all of them. 1. The conference itself. 40,000 attendees. Historical announcements happen here. The Bitcoin Act. Major corporate purchases. New regulatory frameworks. Conference weeks have historically preceded 10 to 20% BTC rallies within 2 weeks. You want to be positioned before the announcements, not chasing after. 2. Wednesday, April 29th is the most important single day in markets this year. Apple, Amazon, Alphabet, Meta, and Microsoft all report. And the Fed makes its rate decision the same day. Over $10 trillion in market cap on the line in one session. If the tech giants deliver and the Fed sounds even slightly dovish, we're talking about a potentially historic day for both stocks and crypto. 3. Thursday, May the 1st. Coinbase trade at settlement futures go live for XRP. This gives institutional traders the same execution tools used for gold, crude oil, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. The last major execution barrier for XRP institutional trading gets removed in 4 days. 4. The momentum tokens. IoTeX, Ape, FLM, Luna. These aren't fundamental plays, they're momentum plays. And momentum in crypto during a bullish conference week can be relentless. Keep your position sizes in check and know your exits. 5. The chip sector has had 18 consecutive positive sessions, up 38% in April alone. Intel Gap up 30% Friday. AMD upgraded to 375. This is historically significant momentum. INTC and AMD are your stock plays for this specific environment. 6. Fear and greed at 46. That's fear territory. Market cap at $2.72 trillion. ETF inflows have been positive for 5+ consecutive days. History is very clear on this. The strongest crypto rallies begin when retail is scared and institutions are loading. Are you positioned? 6 reasons, all happening simultaneously. This is the week to be paying attention. Let's wrap it up fast. Stocks: INTC, AMD, MSTR, UROY, and ABUS. 5 picks with specific conference week catalysts or locked-in dates. Crypto: Bitcoin, XRP, Luna, XLM, and HBAR. The core plays for this week's narratives. Trending: IoTeX up 264, Ape up 82, FLM up 113. High-risk momentum plays only. Before I let you go, I want to speak to something deeper than any of the picks I just gave you. Conference week is exciting. The pumps are real. The announcements are real. The FOMO is real. And I'll be honest with you, it's very easy to throw caution out the window when you're watching tokens go up 264% in a day. But Proverbs 13 verse 11 says this: "Wealth gained hastily will dwindle, but whoever gathers little by little will increase it." God wasn't just talking about spirituality, he was talking about economics. The people who chase every pump, who bet it all on the conference announcement, who make emotional decisions based on FOMO, those are the people who give it all back, every time. The people who build little by little, who dollar cost average, who hold quality assets, who manage their risk, who don't panic sell in fear and don't overextend in greed, those are the people who actually build wealth. Stay disciplined this week. Enjoy the conference. Follow the news. Take the plays that make sense for your situation. But don't mistake excitement for strategy. Build little by little. That's the plan that wins. If this added value, smash that like, hit subscribe, ring that bell, and share. Every day we bring you the data, the picks, and a word to keep you grounded. I'm Tony. God bless you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Let's get it.